Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a realistic White Castle fast food restaurant in Minecraft step by step, block by block, including the interior for all of your city building needs. Now let me show you what this tutorial includes. By now, we should hopefully have seen the entire outside of the build. I hope that you like it. Heading inside now, we have the order counter and kitchen, the customer seating area, and of course, most important, the bathroom. By the way, I was hidden somewhere in the intro of this video. This does not count. If you spotted me, leave a comment down below. The first person to find me will have their comment pinned. This is the amount of space required to make the build. I would recommend copying this grid into your world, and if you do, to find the starting position, begin at the front left hand corner of the grid, count backwards, find the 10th block, and then count to the right and find the 5th block. That is where we start this tutorial. And here are all of the materials that we will use throughout the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all of these. Begin the build by placing 11 light grey terracotta in a row on the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then place 2 block of quartz in front. 1, 2. Then extend up by 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Extend to the right by 1. Place 3 smooth quartz block. 1, 2, 3. And then 2 block of quartz. 1, 2. Then extend all the way down to the ground. Just like so. Then we will start extending backwards by placing 1 block of quartz, followed by 3 smooth quartz, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 block of quartz, 1, 2. We will then place a light grey terracotta extending inwards, and then 8 more extending back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Remove a block in the ground, place smooth stone, and then stick an oak door on top. Place 2 light grey terracotta, 1, 2, and then on top, place a row of 4 smooth quartz block, 1, 2, 3, 4, then a blue concrete, 2 smooth quartz, 1, 2, then extending across the back of the build, we will place 4 smooth quartz, 1, 2, 3, 4. Extend down by 1. Place a blue concrete. 4 more smooth quartz. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then a light grey terracotta to reach the ground. If you like, you can just extend back over to the left, but continuing on, we will also extend 1 row inwards. We will then extend all the way across the back of the build, lining up with the front, and then we will extend and connect to the front, just like this. And that will give us this rather weird outline that is for some reason reminding me of a moose. I might be going crazy. Next, I'd like to focus on the front of the build, and I think that the best place to start is with the main entrance. So, to begin, we will place rows of alternating block of quartz and smooth block of quartz extending along the inside of these 2 rows. So this one on the left and this one on the right. So block of quartz and then smooth quartz, alternating until we reach the top. We then want to drop down to here. And in this position, we will place a row of 1, 2, 3 black stained glass pane, and in this position, the same. 1, 2, 3, just like this. We will then place blue concrete above and outside of these rows. We will extend the blue concrete 1 row forwards, and then right and left, just like this. The area above, we will place a row of smooth quartz block on top of the blue concrete, and then we will place a row of orange concrete extending up the left side here, extend this block into the right, and then fill the rest of this area in with blue concrete. Next, we are just going to move to the right side of the entrance and extend this block of quartz up to equal the height of the front of the build, just like this. We will then extend this block of quartz inwards, and this one too, and join them together with a row of smooth quartz block, just like so. Then, we also want to add the alternating rows of smooth quartz and regular quartz blocks just along the inside of these outer rows. Just like this. And then we will add, starting from the top, a row of 1, 2, 3 orange concrete extending down like this. And then we will extend the bottom block to the right. And then we will just fill these 2 rows into the right in using blue concrete. And then we can just fill the entire rest of this area in using smooth quartz like so. Next, we are just going to move into this area in between the 2 rows. We don't have to fill this entire area in, but we do have to do something up at the top. I think that the best course of action is to extend the block of quartz blocks inwards, extending towards each other at a right angle by 1, placing 3, 1, 2, 3 smooth quartz blocks, 1, 2, 3 smooth quartz blocks, and then just joining them together in a corner like this. Then, unlike the other 2 sides, we don't have to add anything fancy in the middle, but we will have to follow the previous pattern of the smooth quartz and then a regular block of quartz blocks, just extending up alongside these outer rows, just like this. And then sort of the same for the corner. We'll extend the corner down a couple of rows, 1, 2, and then along the side of it just a smooth quartz and then a regular block of quartz just like this. And then we can just fill the middles in using the smooth quartz, and I think that that's about as much as we will have to make. We will also just have to add a row of smooth quartz here just on top of this wall like so, and then we can hop all the way up to the top, and we can place smooth quartz slabs on top of every other block around the top of the wall. We're looking for the castle wall effect. I'm sure that's got an official name, but I don't know it. And there we go. That looks so cool. That might be my favourite part of this entire build. Next, we are going to focus on the wall left of the main entrance. To begin, place a row of 4 smooth quartz block on top of this block, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a blue concrete, smooth quartz block, extend the smooth quartz block towards the main entrance, connecting to the wall, and do the same with the blue concrete block underneath it, and then the same again with the smooth quartz block underneath that. We then will place a row of 1 smooth quartz block underneath this, followed by 2 blue concrete, and then 2 smooth quartz, 2 blue concrete, 2 smooth quartz. We will then extend the smooth quartz blocks down, fill these empty spaces in with black stained glass paint, and then add acacia signs and pale oak signs in front of the 2 blue concretes, just like so. We can then place the alternating smooth quartz slab / just empty space along the top of the wall like this. Then we are going to remove 2 rows of grass from in front of this wall and replace them with podzol. We are then going to place bushes in front of the light grey terracotta, just like this. And then I think that the best course of action from here is to remove all of the grass and grid from in front of this podzol area, leading all the way to the main entrance area. So basically this cutout right here. We are then just going to remove all of the grass blocks. I'm hoping that my recording software didn't pick up the fact that my computer is trying to remove a printer for some reason from its permissions. I don't even know why or how it would choose to do that right now. That's insane. If you heard a ba-dung, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, next we are going to place 2 rows of smooth stone along the front of the build, just extending from left to right, like this. I think that we will also just remove this row of grass here and place the smooth stone as well. And then, starting from here, we will place a row of smooth stone and then just fill the entire right section in as well. Then, to the left of this, we will add a row of podzol, and then 3 rows of cyan terracotta. 1, 2, 3. Then we will add 2 rows of smooth stone. 1 and 2. Then 3 more rows of terracotta. 1, 2, 3. Which we will just extend all the way down. And then I'm going to add 2 rows of oak leaves inside, because I quite like how oak leaves look underneath each other. And then we will place yellow carpet at the tops of the car parking bays. And we will also add a bin here in the form of a cauldron and a flipped up oak trapdoor. Next, we will grab pale oak shelves and place 1, 2 here, 1, 2 here, and the same on the right side, just 1, 2, 1, 2, just like this. And this is what we want to have for now. This looks so cool. Next, we have some banners to make. Throw down the loom, open it up, place a white banner in there with blue dye. The first letter we have to make is W, which is the chevron pattern. Put white dye in there, apply the base indented pattern, put blue dye back in, and apply both the pale dexter and pale sinister pattern. Next is H. This is pale dexter, pale sinister, and then fess. Next is I. This is the pale pattern. Next is T. This is chief, and then pale. Next is E. This is pale dexter, chief, fess, and then base. Next is C. This is pale dexter, chief, and then base. I'm realizing that I don't actually have room for all of these right now. Next is the letter A, which is the pale dexter, pale sinister, chief, and then fess. Then it's S, which is just chief, base, and then bend. Next is L, which is simply pale dexter, and then base. And then lastly, it would be E, but we already have that. So, with these, I just had to count those quickly to make sure that I was right. 9 banners we can make the sign. So I'm just going to grab all of these, and if we start here, we place white, W-H-I-T-E here, and then C-A-S-L... Wait a second. C-A-S-T-L-E? I can't spell. And then we move on to the right side and do the same. W-H-I... Oh, come on. T-E-C-A-S-T-L-E. Perfect. So, I would have liked to have written that in banners across the top, but the problem is that it just takes up too much of the space. So it is actually possible to fit the word white here, and then castle underneath it, but I think that this looks better personally. But try it, you might like it the other way. Regardless, the next thing we will do is move on to the right side of the build, where we will begin by placing a smooth quartz block here in this position, and then 2 black stained glass pane to the left, add another row on top, and then blue concrete on top of that, smooth quartz on top of that, blue concrete on top of that, and then smooth quartz on top of that. We can then extend the smooth quartz row at the top, left and right. We can do the same with the blue concrete underneath, the same with the smooth quartz block underneath, and then we can just fill the entire rest of this area in using the smooth quartz. In front of these blue concretes, we can place both an acacia sign and then a pale oak sign. And then if you like, you can add a sign above this door, which is going to read like employee entrance or something of the like, whatever you might like. I just said the word like so many times in a row. I've done it again. We then will remove 2 rows of grass from in front of the building, just like this, extending all the way round to the front. And we will replace this with smooth stone. Just like that. We also have to position a menu/speaker box. To do this, we will place a polished black stone wall here in this position with a note block on top, and then a black carpet on top of that. To the right, we will place 2 light grey concrete with 2 rows of black concrete on top. We will then place some paintings in front of the black concrete, blue concrete on top of the black concrete, and then warped stairs in front of that. We also have to place a layer of smooth quartz slabs along the top of our wall, just like this. And I am realizing we actually have to extend this row of smooth quartz block 1 row backwards as well. So this is the effect that we're looking for. Next, let's head around to the back of the build, where first of all, we will place a row of 1, 2 black stained glass pane here, and 1, 2 black stained glass pane here, blue concrete across the top, extend forwards, place smooth quartz block on top of that, and then blue concrete on top of that, fill this in with smooth quartz block, and then we will add, I'm not sure whether to do this to both of these or not, but we have to add the same sort of castle effect to the top. I don't know whether to do something like this, or whether something like this would look better. I'm actually not really sure. Maybe doubling up on it would be the way to go. So now that we've done that, we can extend the smooth quartz row here, 1 row inwards. Same with the blue concrete, and then the smooth quartz block above it. Extend the smooth quartz block to the right, hover over the corner here, and then place a blue concrete extending down, and then smooth quartz extending down from that. Place blue concrete underneath the smooth quartz, and then just fill the entire back of the build in using smooth quartz block. Just like so. Then we will remove 2 rows of grass from in front of this back wall, extending all the way along and connecting to here. And we will replace all of that with smooth stone. Just like this. And then along the back, somewhere along the back, it doesn't really matter, we'll have like a cauldron here, a couple of blue terracotta, spruce trapdoors here, and then just like an item frame or so scattered about, just some debris, I would call it. Then we are just going to place an iron bar here, say, and then we can leave a gap of 2, and then we can place like another. And that's pretty much all there is to it, unless you would like to have like a painting, or so, kind of like along the back, like maybe like that's not too obtrusive, is it? That's alright, maybe like one here. We could even go for like a single here. They're quite muted, they're quite nice actually. And we'll just leave that at that. The only thing that we have left to do to this back wall specifically is to add the alternating slabs to the top of it. I had to start from the end there just to make sure that I was going to do it right, and there we go. Next, we will move on to the left and final side of the build, where we can begin by extending this row of smooth quartz block from back to front. And then we can place our alternating smooth quartz slabs along the top, before I forget. Then blue concrete underneath the smooth quartz, just like this. And then we can start here and place 2 smooth quartz block, 1, 2, and then 2 black stained glass pane, 1, 2, 2 smooth quartz, 1, 2, 2 glass, 1, 2, 2 quartz, 1, 2, 2 glass, 1, 2, and then just a smooth quartz. We can extend all of the quartz blocks all the way up to the top. We will add another row of glass on top of our glass with blue concrete on top. We will then fill these gaps in using smooth quartz. And then in front of the blue concretes, we will have both acacia and pale oak signs, just like this. We will then place a 1x2 painting here. Any one of them will do, or perhaps you could even go for a 1x1. I quite like that, to be quite honest with you. And that's actually it for this side of the build. Next, we are going to remove all of the remaining grass and grid from around the build. Once we have done that, we can add 3 rows of cyan terracotta, Perfect. Then, along the left side of the drive-through road here, we will add a row of smooth stone. Along the back, we will add a row of podzol. And also along the side as well. So I think that I would like the podzol to extend along the back completely, if that makes sense. So like the smooth stone is sat in front of it rather than clipping in. And I do also want to add some pedestrian crossings in the form of 1, 2, 3 white concretes here on this side. And then over here we will just have a row of 2 lining up with the path. In the podzol along the back, I realise this is a bit scatterbrained, but we will place bushes just like this. And then along the back and left side specifically, I'm going to add a row of spruce trapdoors. So just along here. If you like, you can leave a gap here as well so that the crossing light, you walk into something, but it's not necessary. And then on top of the trapdoors, we just have to stack another row of trapdoors, which unfortunately does take quite some time, unless there's a faster version of this, but we do kind of just have to crouch our way along. Crouch our way along. Crouch. Perfect, and then we can just flip all of these up, so I always find this part rather satisfying myself. And there we go. That is perfect. That's pretty much most of the outside of the build complete. Next, we are going to head inside of the build and work on the interior layout. To begin, we will place a light grey terracotta in this position. Remove the block to the right of it. Place a quartz brick with an oak door on top. Place 3 light grey terracotta. 1, 2, 3 to the right. Remove the block to the right of it and place a smooth stone. Oak door on top. Light grey terracotta to the right. Then 4 smooth quartz block on top. 1, 2, 3, 4. We will then extend all the way over to the right. Place blue concrete underneath. Light grey terracotta along the floor. Then directly left of this door, we will place a row of light grey terracotta to cut this area up. We will then place smooth quartz blocks on top of the smooth quartz, just extending around the doors, just like this. Extending up, just like so. And then we will place blue concrete on top of this, although I'm not certain that this even matters, because where the blue concrete is where I think the ceiling shall be going. So this is what we want to have so far. It might even be more beneficial to take a look at it from this angle so you can see all of the rooms. And speaking of which, I think that it's probably a good time now to remove the grass from inside of this smallest room. This is the bathroom, and we will replace this with quartz bricks or whatever bathroom floor material of choice you would like. In the kitchen area, we will remove all of the grass and replace it with smooth stone. And then we'll just head outside now and do the rest of it. Although I will say, before we do the floor, it might be beneficial to extend this light grey terracotta here to the door, and this light grey terracotta around the door, and then we can place some smooth quartz block extending up as high as the blue concrete, because I know for a fact that the blue concrete is going to be hidden unless you specifically choose to have like really high ceilings. And we should smooth out this wall as well, unless we made the walls kind of like... So I just saw that, and I thought that that looked quite cool. I don't know whether you guys will agree or not, but it kind of looked cool to have just like some random block of quartz, but you would see that from the outside, right? So just like something like that, add some really cool texture to these walls. We could definitely do that here too. If you want to add it, do. If you think it's just a bit silly and pointless, then feel free. But I think that actually, I think that's quite complimentary. And then we can place some blue concrete across the top of the doorway here. Bit of smooth quartz block across the top of that, or maybe even a block of quartz might look a little bit better. And actually doing what I intended, we have to remove the floor. I don't know how we got sucked into that. That's just... I get that. That's just me, I guess. We have to remove all of this grass. And then we will place alternating white terracotta and light grey terracotta for the floor in a checkered pattern. So it will ultimately just look like this, as I'm doing now, like this. But I always find it easier to add all of one colour and then all of the other afterwards. And I think that most of you guys might agree, I don't know, but... Nice. And then the white terracotta. That is absolutely perfect. So that's what the floor should look like. The ceiling inside here, as I mentioned, it's kind of up to you. Like, the ceiling can go like as low as here, like just above the windows, or originally I placed it like right here in line with the blue concrete, which is a shame because I would have liked to have seen the blue concrete from the inside, but it doesn't really matter, I suppose. The ceiling is made of block of iron, and I do make the distinction between the ceiling and the roof because there is one. So let's just fill all of this in, and this will help to smooth out any imperfections that we might have around the entrance and what have you. I don't know whether to further extend both the blue concrete and the block of quartz inwards to, again, just smooth out that wall. I think that that might be beneficial. And then we could even make the cutoff, like inside the kitchen, for instance. We can drop the ceiling in here a little bit because it's not quite as wide of an open space. So I think that it might benefit from a slightly shallower ceiling. So just above the blue concrete here. And probably a similar sort of thing in the bathroom. I think the bathroom should be a bit cozy. Maybe even here, just have like just above the top of the window. The only thing I don't like about that is like we can see the blue clipping in, but I don't know. Maybe we'll just shove this one row higher. I think that, yeah, I think that this is the way to go, of course. So messy. So let's just replace that. Nice. And then we can head outside now that we have made the ceiling. And we can make the roof, which can be made out of anything. I'm just going to use smooth stone slabs, but you can use whatever you want. Stone. Any stone block, really, is what I was just thinking. Like, stone, cobblestone, smooth stone, andesite. Tuff looks like stone, but you guys know what I mean. Any sort of like a grey, slabby looking block will probably do. If you wanted to go for ultra contrast, you could go for like a black stone. That would probably look a little insane. I'd probably stick in the grey spectrum, but you can do what you like, really. I'd love to make like a black and white house or castle or something like that. That'd look really cool, actually. Okay, nice. So we've done that, and then we'll do the same thing just up here. We'll place a layer of slabs just underneath the top of this wall. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. With the roof complete, we can now head inside and begin work on the interior, which we definitely haven't already been doing. First of all, let's make the order counter / the kitchen. Let's begin by placing a layer of barrier blocks underneath / behind the blue concrete area. We could even leave a couple of barrier blocks off of this side, and then we can just apply a set of random paintings, preferably ones that gel a little bit better. I'm thinking of something a bit different here. I quite like that exact one that has just appeared. Then on this side, we can place a polished blackstone stair, item frame, flower pot, gap, stair, item frame, flower pot, just like this. And then moving into the kitchen area, I am going to place a painting here on the wall. It doesn't really matter which one. In the corner, a couple of blocks of iron with stone buttons in front. Then to the right, a couple of blast furnaces positioned like this, and 2 upside down polished andesite stairs here. Then we will place a brewing stand here, flower pot here, couple of rows of blue concrete above this with a lever here and a stone button here. Furnace to the right. We will then place an item frame on the furnace with a polished andesite stair here. And I think that we'll also place some blue concrete in the ground underneath these stairs like so. I'm not certain as to whether to box this in with blue concrete like this, because I think that that kind of looks nice. We could even have we could just leave that like that actually. We could even do a similar thing above here, or maybe we could, I didn't do this originally, but maybe we could have a couple of barrels above here just as a bit of storage. And then we can either then box this in with blue concrete, or we can use andesite just to separate the blue concrete a little bit, just like so. I think that that looks pretty good actually. And then here, we could add a couple of polished andesite like so, an item frame here, then polished blackstone stair, painting in front that preferably isn't that big. There we go, a nice 1x1. Then along this wall, we're going to have a couple more polished andesite, just like this. And we just want some stuff on it. So we can have a chest here, for example, or maybe we can have a chest here. Maybe we can stock some item frames here, have bread, steak, corn horror fan. I can't believe I just said that. Horn coral fan. Then bread here, and just some more steak here. You can literally, whatever you kind of fancy putting about the place. And you can always just put flower parts and candles and stuff for condiments and different things. I'm also considering what to do. Do we extend this backwards, this blue concrete? I'm not sure that it fits. I think that I've just destroyed a barrier block. I think that maybe we will just keep it like that. Okay. Well, I've learned my lesson from trying to change things. Now I've got to get the painting that I like back. But regardless, this is the kitchen area pretty much complete at this point, and this is the order counter, which means that we can now focus on the next part, which is the toilet and this little outside part. So first of all, I would just like to label each one of these rooms. So I'm just going to have kitchen here, and I'm just going to have bathroom here. You don't have to add the dashes as I have, but I always add them. I have no idea why. Perfect. And then I am thinking that we just have... I really like Pinocchio for this. Nice. Okay, the Pinocchio painting in between the two. And then heading in the bathroom itself, an upside down smooth quartz stair, spruce trapdoor here, a couple of oak planks to the right, extend forwards, oak door here, pale oak stair here, pale oak sign here, stone button here, and then in this corner we'll stick a couple of stone, item frames here, flower pot here, gotta make a banner which is made by throwing down loom, light blue banner in there with white dye, apply a bend pattern, doesn't matter which one, a gradient pattern, doesn't matter which one, throw black dye in there, apply the bourgeois pattern, stick that here and here, and this is the bathroom complete. We can now head into the dining area. In here, we will actually start all the way over by the entrance and place two blue concrete in this position. Flipped up oak trapdoor here, item frame here, throw down a loom, open it up, black banner in there with some blue dye, apply the fess pattern, and then the bourgeois pattern, which we will stick to both here and here. We will then leave a gap of one from the end of this bin and place a smooth quartz stair, gap, smooth quartz stair, end rods in front of both, blue carpet on top of the end rods. Then we will leave a gap of one and then place another set of stairs with end rods in front, blue carpet on top, stairs on the opposite side, leave a gap of one, do the same thing, stairs, end rods, stairs, blue carpet on top. And then we can choose to extend this set of stairs this way, if you like, or we can place another set of single tables. But I think it might look better to... I'm not sure. What do you guys think? We can test both, right? So we can have just like another set there, and then that will make the restaurant look a little bit more full. I think that I've answered my own question. I think that we'll do that. So if you wanted to, though, you could easily just like double up on these tables. You could even extend these tables across if you wanted to, because there's still quite a bit of room. I'm pretty sure I placed one of the stairs the wrong way. But here. So there's plenty of options. You can muck around with that until you're quite happy with the end result of it. But now that we have done this, we can also add some lights as well. So light number 1, we want to place a lantern here, so just extending inwards diagonally. We want to place one here as well. And then we want to place one here and one here. And, I mean, if you really wanted to, you could place like an additional one here, say, and then one like there. And then that might be that might be an extra row too many, but as I like to say, let's give it a go. Let's test it out, and we can see if we like it. I'm just applying all of these warped signs to the sides of these. I'm going to have to make some new decorations for the insides of these fast food restaurants. And you know what? Places in general, because this variation of light that I'm using right now is my favourite, and I use it all the time, and I should probably change it up a little bit. But, okay, yeah, so I'm seeing that the problem here is that to like line this up with like the edge of this wall is actually like it's not quite far enough away from the other, and I don't think I really want this row of lights here as we walk in. So I'm just going to remove these, and then the others are fine. But it's nice that we tested that out anyway. There's always the possibility of adding this kind of lighting, but it's not really for everyone. So we could add something like this here, and then this here, or maybe shove that in just one row so it doesn't take up quite as much room. So a more industrial style light. But it kind of almost looks out of place. So I think that we will just leave it at that, which I'm quite happy with. And then on this wall, I'm thinking that we can have some ordering machines. We could even knock into the wall. So we can like remove 1, 2, 3 rows here, just like this. And then we can place like a smooth quartz block here and here, smooth quartz stair here and here, painting here and here, stone buttons here and here. And then we can just, well, not quite that. There we go. That looks pretty good. We could even go ahead and like do something like this across the top, or we could incorporate a bit more blue. And if we're going to do this, I do think that maybe we could add a painting somewhere. I'm thinking maybe just like here, maybe a 1x2. We could even do the same thing here, although we're then covering up the wall, which we can add a little bit more of as well. I think that I think that might be a good place to leave it, actually. I think that this looks really good. The only other thing that I would suggest adding to this build is vehicles. Luckily for me, I have this set of 10 vehicles right here, which I can just move into the build. First of all, I would recommend adding some form of motorcycle to the build, whether that's in the drive-thru or in a car parking space. Next, I would say that we definitely need some form of car. And on this occasion, I think that a pickup truck would look pretty good. I think that I'm going to have it over here in this corner sort of area like this. Do just have to clean up a little bit, of course. If you want to make any of those vehicles for yourself, I will leave a link down below to a tutorial that will show you how to do exactly that, and also show you how to make many more vehicles. With those final details added, we have officially completed this tutorial. However, this video is not over. We must now add our White Castle into our city. Guys, this is a bit of a weird one. Despite the fact that I really like how this build looks, I don't exactly know where it belongs. I think that just for now, I'm going to place it next to Buffalo Wild Wings. And when this part of the city receives an inevitable upgrade, then we can truly figure out what to do with it. But until then, you may be interested in becoming a channel member. You can click the join button that will be somewhere on the screen right now. This does cost money and is a monthly subscription, but you do get some perks. The first of which is a download link for my city design world. This has every single build that I have placed in my city, arranged in order, and labelled. This perk also comes with schematics for the mods Lightmatica and World Edit, so you can easily reference and copy and paste these builds into your worlds in any way that you'd like. However, if you're not interested in any of that building business, the highest tier allows you to download the most current version of Mini-City. There are also some minor perks, including loyalty badges displayed next to your name whenever you comment something down below on my videos. Depending on how long you have been a channel member, you gain a more prestigious helmet, with the highly coveted gold builder's hat being the most valuable. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.